Yeah, we just yesterday published a new analysis at Bruegel in which we look into the question, how can we prepare for the first winter without Russian gas? And the answer that we give is it's in principle doable, and it's doable without entirely devastating our economies, without electricity blackouts in Europe, and without letting people freeze.
What will be the major new source of supply then for European households? There's been talk of Algeria chipping in. There have been calls on Qatar, the UAE, other countries in the Middle East to help provide additional supply. But all of that just seems piecemeal given the size of the deficit we'll see. So where does the extra supply come from, or is it a question of cutting demand?
It is a mix, and it will be a mix of a lot of piecemeal, small items. The biggest chunk that we count on is indeed increased imports of LNG. So just a very broad assessment would be Europe currently gets 60% of its gas already without Russian gas. On top of that, we might be able to get another 20% through increased imports of LNG. This will be a huge stretch because it would mean that maybe in Japan, South Korea, some more coal will be burned to free up some LNG cargoes. Additional production in the US will have to be directed directly to the European market, and so on. On top of that, there might be small volumes from our pipeline neighbors, such as you mentioned, Algeria, maybe Azerbaijan or Norway, but I wouldn't hold my breath for significant volumes from there. So we are staying with a gap of another 20% compared to last year's demand that we need to fill. And that, in our assessment, can come a relatively orderly way through demand reductions in Europe.
Georg, it's hard to call history in the midst of the situation at the moment, but are we seeing a historical shift away from that stunningly traditional close relationship between Germany and Russia on a corporate, on an economic level? Or actually, will this not be that pivotal moment if indeed, and we all hope it will be, that the war were to end very quickly in Ukraine? I'm asking you, is this a seismic shift for the medium to long term, or actually just short-term change that we're seeing?
Everything that we see right now is historic, as the German Chancellor said. And unless, as you say, the crisis is surprisingly over very, very quickly, this thing will have long-lasting implications for German-Russian economic and energy relations.
Can Germany afford a new energy revolution? Can it afford the recovery across the whole of Europe, which Germany is expected to finance a lot, and a remilitarization as well? Can Germany afford all of this? I know it's got an amazing balance sheet as well, but is this going to be uncomfortable for considering the way Germany has very responsibly ran its finances over the last couple of decades?
That, again, will be a very significant shift and also stretch. So my impression is that in this situation, especially if it takes on for quite some while, we will have to choose between guns and butter, as the economists say, and we probably in whole of Europe will have to choose for a bit more of guns, be it in the form of energy independence, building up our renewables much faster and at high cost, and kind of saying goodbye to cheap Russian gas, potentially even oil and coal, and at the same time financing a massive buildup of military strength. So my impression would indeed be that this is not something that we can finance just out of ordinary means. Here, this is a situation that goes way beyond the business as usual.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.